Hey everybody, welcome back. It's week 7 of our weekly writing prompts for this entire year. How have you been doing? Are you writing a story every single week, or are you just hopping in and wanting to check out what's going on this week? This entire month I said we are going to focus on writing games. Last week I did Rory's Story Cubes with you, and this week I am inspired by last Sunday. Last Sunday was the Academy Awards, and I love movies. If you listen to the Stop Writing Alone podcast, you've heard me say this time and time again. I love story in all its form, whether it's on the page, on the screen, on the stage. But as a child of the 80s, I think movies were like everywhere all the time. At least in my family, we were always going to the movies. And that's when VHS first started and we could bring movies home. And that was just about like the most exciting thing in the world. So while I was a voracious reader, I was also a big-time movie fan and still am. So when I found this game, PitchStorm, which is kind of hilarious, it's PitchStorm, a party game of amazing movie ideas. By the way, amazing, if you can see, was an add-in and an edit from Horrible, because what this is filled with is a lot of really, really hilarious prompts for movie pitches. And the game, there's a whole set of rules for the game to play as a party game, and we love party games in this house, so I always have those around. But this one I realized that I could tweak to also be a really fun, exciting, funny, let's face it, writing prompt. Here's what's in the box. You get 3 different types of cards. There are character cards, which describe a character. There are plot cards, which tell you what the character needs to do for this amazing pitch of a movie. And then when you play the game, there's usually somebody that is acting as the big-time executive who's listening to your pitch and always adding notes. So it can get really, really funny. So what I've decided to do is that this week we are going to write a story or a pitch based on these elements. So I have selected a character for us and a plot that we are going to write, and then it'll be up to you if you want to incorporate the notes, because the notes have a tendency to sometimes derail things in really wackadoo ways. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, I'm not going to explain the whole gameplay to you because it is a completely different experience when you have a group of people. Again, lots of fun and hilarity if you hang with lots of people that are into storytelling as a diversion or just coming up with crazy new movies. But for now, we are just going to take these individual cards. Are you ready to pitch me an amazing blockbuster story with this character? It says, exterior, the side of the road. Your character is a dysfunctional family on a road trip. Okay? You got them? You got them at the side of the road? You're envisioning your characters, what they're doing, maybe what kind of vehicle they have, how many there are. I mean, I didn't give you a lot of details. It's a dysfunctional family. Have you identified the dysfunction yet? Well, here's the plot for them. On a quest to discover Atlantis. So the neat thing about these cards is that you put the pitch together. And of course, as you're playing this, you're selecting these cards randomly, but they all fit nicely to make one solid pitch page. So there's a bit of a twist here because they're on a road trip and they're looking for Atlantis. I'll have you figure out how that's going to all happen. But that is our pitch, or at least our premise. Exterior, the side of the road, set the scene, a dysfunctional family on a road trip on a quest to discover Atlantis. And as you let that percolate and the creation is beginning and you've identified these people and what they're doing and why they're on a road to get to Atlantis. I will add some notes from the executive's desk. How can we tie this in with the Harry Potter franchise? Every executive wants to know. How can we tie this in to the Harry Potter franchise? Completely up to you if you want to incorporate this into your story, but I think you can have fun with your family road trip looking for Atlantis. Think visuals, think screen time. What are the things that you want to add into this story to really sell it as a either something to be adapted to film, or if you want to write it up as an actual pitch for a movie, that could be fun as well. Or let me throw this twist in there. If we have any screenwriters out there, if you want to take this week to write a little a screenplay, have at it. This is a movie themed game. I'm saying all for it, or on the stage. I mean, I don't want to throw that challenge to anybody. A road trip going to Atlantis on the stage. We're not there yet. So PitchStorm is the game. This is by, is it Skybound? Yeah, this is a Skybound game. Skybound does have a lot of fun storytelling games. We are big fans of Skybound in this house. My husband was always a fan of Robert Kirkman's comic books, so we've been sort of following the whole Skybound thing, it feels like, since the beginning. But that is your prompt for the week. Dysfunctional family on a road trip, on a quest to discover Atlantis, and if you're up for a real challenge, how can we tie this into the Harry Potter franchise? Otherwise, that's it. If you're watching this live, or at least, the day I make it live, happy Valentine's Day to you. And I hope to see you again next week, where we're going to have another game. Not saying what. And we'll have fun writing. Remember that if you are up for the challenge of writing 52 stories in 52 weeks, there is a group of us meeting over on Swap 52 Club. It's a Facebook group. And everybody is trying to get one story up per week. Most people are doing, the prompts every single week. Some people are just throwing up stories that they are writing. Either way, it is it's a great place to meet fellow writers. Another great place to meet fellow writers is the Stop Writing Alone Facebook group and page, which is based on my podcast, Stop Writing Alone, which you can listen to wherever you listen to podcasts. Or, I keep forgetting this every time I start this sentence, you could also listen to it here on YouTube because it automatically uploads every single week. And this past week, I talked to Jenna Britton, who's really, her whole passion is writing personal essays. She has an amazing email newsletter, and she also has started podcasting herself. So you can check her out in the Brave Enough to Be podcast. But if you want a quick introduction, this last episode of Stop Writing Alone was an awesome chat with the two of us. And that is all for now. Otherwise, hang tight for just a couple seconds more so you can find all the details on where to stay connected with me online. Otherwise, I will see you next week. And thank you, as always, for tuning in. Happy writing. Good luck. Can't wait to read these.